Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm tired, man. I'm super tired. I'm gonna need you guys to keep me awake. All right. Didn't get much sleep last night, and my daughter woke up early, and I'm kind of running on fumes this evening. So I don't know how long this stream's gonna be. Maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Yeah, and topic of conversation tonight is like Disney era Star Wars. We'll talk about what you like, what you don't like. I guess we can. I originally titled this stream "Ranking the Disney era Star Wars movies," but that's a little tough to do. I just kind of want to talk about them, right? Just talk about them, or rank them if you want. It's kind of difficult for me to rank things, but we'll talk about them. Welcome to the stream, Padme, 80s kid from the 90s, Maxton, Caleb, Doom Cause. Good to see everybody. Christian Kim, thank you so much for coming in with the first super chat and channel support of the stream. Christian says, number 1, TLJ, number 2, Andor. Number 3, Clone Wars Season 7. Number 4, the rest of the movies. And number 5, the rest of the TV shows. I'm definitely with you when it comes to TLJ and Andor. Shit, even Clone Wars Season 7. I think those three things are, for me at least, the most solid. I'm trying to, oh man. I think those are the best three things that Disney's made under the Star Wars banner, in my opinion. I would say The Mandalorian, but the second and third season kind of, they kind of passed me by quite a bit. I would say The Force Awakens. I love The Force Awakens. It's like a nice welcome home of a movie, right? But I think TLJ kind of trumps it for me. TLJ and Andor, I think, are the best that Disney has made. Live action wise, I suppose, right? Yeah, most of the TV shows, I don't know if this is kind of what you're alluding to, Christian, but most of the TV shows really haven't done much for me. Like the Boba Fett show, Kenobi show, those two I could really do without, honestly. They're just kind of like forgettable in my opinion. And I don't know how you guys feel, but the Ahsoka show was kind of feeling that way too, a little forgettable to me. Which is a bummer, And The Mandalorian kind of started feeling that way too, a little forgettable. The first season was great. But, yeah. Anyway, I appreciate it, Christian. Cheers, man, for the first super chat and channel support of the stream. Weathered the Disney Plus costumes a little bit. Yeah, there is like a sterile feel to everything a lot of the times, right? What's up, Celador? Good to see you, man. Yeah, The Rise of Skywalker is one of my least favorite things. My least favorite Star Wars things, but yeah, I'm with you there, Padme. Yeah, I feel the same way, Celador. It's actually, we're all different, to each his own. We all like and dislike different things. I get it. But it is surprising to me that that Ahsoka is like so beloved. Like so many people love it. And that maybe they're seeing something that I'm not seeing here. I'm not the biggest fan of the show. I think it's pretty bland, as you said, and it's just not that exciting, and it's really not doing much for me at all. I'm so glad that a lot of people are loving it. It has great reviews, which again is kind of surprising to me. Not saying I'm the number one opinion, and then everybody has to think like me. Of course not. That's a stupid thought to have, right? But it's just surprising to me.
TLJ, Solo, TFA, Boba, Banfapudi, Tross. Think that's all I've watched. Grilling chicken thighs, drinking the champagne of beers.
There you a little high life there, man. I'm having an Elysian Night Owl pumpkin ale there, Vince. Cheers, man. I appreciate the hell out of that super chat, channel support. Vince, Ricky, and Caleb, thank you guys so much for the rapid fire super chats at the beginning of this stream. I greatly appreciate that, man. You know what that's going towards, Vince? I'm gonna say this right now. Every super chat that comes in the old I don't know what in the piggy bank tonight is going to a new washer. Our washer is fucked up, and I got somebody to come out and look at it today. And the repair guy was so honest. I was very happy with him. He came out and he was like, "Look, man, it's not worth fixing this machine." He said it's going to cost you like $300 for me to fix all the components that are fucked up. The belt, like, it is just trashed. I don't know how it's only 3 years old. It's like bottom of the barrel. You know, we built a new house and then they gave us a washer and dryer. Probably like $300 washer and dryers, right? Like super cheap. But he was like, yeah, "You're better off." Oh, one sec.
TLJ is the best Disney SW thing along with Under. I love TFA and Mando season 1 to 2, but as you always say, there's some you love, some you don't. Keep trucking, find shit you like, but come on, Roz, vomiting face.
David Smith, cheers, man. Maxton, David, A3. I appreciate the super chats, guys. So yeah, a new washer. A new washer. That's what these super chats are going towards tonight, because I appreciated the repairman's honesty. He basically said it's not worth fixing this machine. You're better off getting a new one, because it's going to cost me as much to fix it as it would be to buy a new one. So yeah, I'm having to do laundry at the fire station. Anyway, exciting, right? Exciting live streams. Vince, thank you so much, man. Vince says, "Aha, fun stuff. Andor at the peak of Everest all by itself." So he's ranking Star Wars. Mando, still haven't seen season 3. TLJ, Solo, The Force Awakens, Boba, Bantha, The Rise of Skywalker. I think that's all I've watched. Grilling chicken thighs, drinking the champagne of beer. Cheers, man. Yeah, I'm with you. Andor is kind of at the tip top of my list, right there with TLJ. I think Andor is, I mean, for me, it's hard not to gush over that show. It's just kind of like everything I've been wanting for a long time with Star Wars, and it just hit me in all the right places. It was so dramatic and such a thriller, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Man, the number one project I think I'm most excited for right now is the second season of Andor. Yeah. But yeah, The Force Awakens, I understand people compare it to A New Hope so much. It's very similar, right? It kind of has the same beats. I get the complaints and I get the comparisons, but it is a warm blanket. To me, The Force Awakens is a warm blanket. I have a lot of love and nostalgia for that movie. A lot of that love and nostalgia is memories attached to that movie, you know. But I think the movie is just super fun, you know. But enjoy the chicken thighs there, Vince. You know, it's weird. My wife gives me shit for it. I don't really like chicken thighs. I don't know why. I'm not like a dark meat chicken guy. I like white meat chicken. Like, I'd rather have a chicken breast. There's something about the texture of chicken thighs that I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm a texture man. And sometimes chicken thighs are a little like gelatinous to me, you know. Sometimes I like them in like chicken and yellow rice or something like that. It's fine. But I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, Vince. Cheers, man. I appreciate that. Ricky. Ricky, thank you so much. Ricky says, for me, it would go, number 1 is Solo, number 2 is Andor, number 3 is TLJ, number 4, Force Awakens, number 5 is Mando Season 1, then the remaining in no particular order besides Rise of Skywalker, that will always be last. I'm kind of with you there. It's, I would say it's definitely my least favorite thing of the, I'm not saying it's like the worst, but it was like the most disappointing to me, you know. It's interesting to me that you have Solo as number 1 there, Ricky. In terms of Star Wars movies that, like, when I watch them, I end up liking them more, Solo is on that list. Like, the more that I watch Solo, the more that I do enjoy it. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know how many times I've seen it, but with each viewing, I do kind of enjoy myself a little bit more, you know. And look, it is like Han Solo greatest hits. Everything we already know about the character is boiled down into like 2 hours, and yeah, but like, I don't know why it's grown on me. It has grown on me, which is a good thing, you know. But yeah, Andor and TLJ are probably neck and neck in the running for my favorite Disney era Star Wars thing. Yeah. Solo was just a fun adventure movie to me. Good movie for getting my friend into the franchise. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. No, I didn't get a new microphone, Celador. I don't know. It sounds different, because my microphone stand broke, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. I literally have my microphone balancing on a coffee mug right now. So I had to adjust some of the levels. I'm a little further away from the mic than I was in the past. Like a foot further away, so maybe it just sounds a little different. I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate that, Ricky. I'm with you. Rise of Skywalker is last for me. But yeah. Caleb, David, Maxon, 8-3, George, and Nick. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I've made videos of TLJ. Caleb says, Andor, TLJ, and Rebels are my favorite. Happy to see Rebels getting more love with Ahsoka coming out more than anything. It recaptured the magic of Star Wars for me. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, despite me not really caring for the series so far, one sec. Let's let the robot read Nick's super chat here. If you can hear it.
2, 4, TLJ 5, TFA 6, Mando S1 7, The Bad Batch S1 8,
Oh, weird. Usually the robot continues to read it. But I appreciate that, Nick. What's up, Scotty? Mr. Scotty. Good to see you, man. Funniest goddamn guy on Twitter, my friend. I whenever I see your random ass like, you'll post like 10 random ass pictures. I don't know what kind of mood you're in when you post these things, but you post them, and I feel like we have a very similar sense of humor. It's always so silly and goofy, and I greatly appreciate it. One of my favorite things is like when you replied to my shit earlier today. I don't think people understand the joke. I love it, man. I love it. I haven't smoked in like 10 years. But give me one sec, Scotty. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Oh, man, I gotta scroll down. We got a lot of channel support this evening, guys. Going to that washer fund. Yeah, Caleb. I am, despite me not really enjoying Ahsoka all that much, it's awesome to see so much love being poured out for that and Rebels. It's sometimes, it's fine being in the minority opinion like I am, right? Because the flip side of that is that a lot of people are enjoying a piece of Star Wars that, you know, is not really my cup of tea. And that's fine. But I'm with you there. Andor and TLJ are at the top of my list as well, Caleb. I hope Andor, or Ahsoka rather, starts to, I don't know, appeal to me a little bit more. I don't know why. I can't quite put my finger on why it's not resonating with me. It's strange. It's strange why. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll talk about that on my next upcoming video that I'll have to make in a few days, because I was at work for 4 days in a row. That's why you guys didn't see me. For the hurricane, I had to work 4 days in a row. I was at the firehouse for literally 3 days is 72 hours. So whatever 4 days is, I can't think right now, man. I'm so fucking tired. It was exhausting. It was exhausting. So yeah, I'll be making an Ahsoka video probably on... Shit, it might have to be on Wednesday. But... yeah. Anyway, Caleb, I appreciate that, man. David, let me take a quick sip here. David Smith, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. David Smith says, "Hey Greedo, hope all is well. TLJ is the best Disney Star Wars thing, along with Andor. I love TFA, The Force Awakens, and Mando Season 1 and 2, but as you always say, there's some you love and some you don't. Keep trucking. Find the shit you like, but come on, Rise of Skywalker," and then he has a little pukey face. Yeah, I'm with you. The my two favorite projects, I would lump in Clone Wars Season 7, but I kind of put that in a different category. My two favorite Star Wars projects that Disney has made are Andor and The Last Jedi. It's gonna be hard for me to watch future Star Wars shows, and maybe this is shitty to say, but it's gonna be hard for me to watch future Star Wars shows with Andor not in the back of my head, like what quality can be, what a Star Wars show can be, you know? Because Andor just sets the bar so high for me, Dave, and you know, it spoiled me. I compare everything to Andor now, which is kind of a bummer, right? But yeah, it's true, man. It's true, Dave. Like, that's what's cool about I don't know, this little HelloGreedo space is there's never any animosity in the chat about what you like and what you don't like. I think as a collective here, we're pretty laid back with. I mean, you go on some other streams and some other chats and stuff, and they're just slinging so much mud, and they're like getting so. I was watching one. It was either last night. Yeah, it was late last night. Sometimes when I'm playing a game like late at night, I'll go on YouTube and I'll just search Star Wars and then filter for live. And I was watching a live stream last night, and this guy, there was only a couple people watching. He was just ranting and raving about, like, really getting upset, like verbally upset and emotionally upset about new Star Wars. And I sit back and I'm like, come on, dude. It's not worth, like, getting all flustered. Don't raise your blood pressure because of things that you don't like. It's all good, man. It's just, I don't know. It's a little disheartening. I don't understand. Just be cool. Just be cool, man. Just be cool. Just be cool, right? You like what you like. You don't like what you don't like. That's what it's all about. But I appreciate that, Dave. Cheers, man. And I'm with you. Rise of Skywalker. With all that being said, Rise of Skywalker. No thanks. Oh shit, Anonymous. Anonymous, thank you so much for the extremely generous, ridiculously generous super chat tonight. I greatly appreciate that. Anonymous simply says, Washer Fund. Well, dude, I don't know who you are. You are anonymous. And you anonymously put a little bit of change, a lot of bit of change tonight, into the new Washer Fund. So, so hopefully in a couple days, I'll be able to wash my goddamn clothes at the house for the first time in weeks. But Anonymous, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. Cheers. Washer Fund. Dude, my wife's going to be so happy. I'm like, yeah, I mentioned that our washer is broke. And then a guy named Anonymous and a bunch of people donated to a new washer. She'd be like, oh shit, no way. All right, cool. You should stream more often. We need a new washer. We've needed one for like 3 weeks. Cheers, man. I greatly appreciate that. Thanks, man. Maxton83, I'm very long-winded tonight. I apologize, guys. I'm also super tired. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I got Maxton83, George, Nick, Scotty, Doom, Evans, Nick, the Jibbies, and Anonymous. Thank you guys so much. Maxton says, Rebels is a big factor in loving Ahsoka for me. I get that. I completely get that. I haven't, you know what's a bummer? You guys know this. I haven't finished Rebels. It takes a lot for me to get into animated Star Wars. I don't know why. I can't explain why. In my brain, I separate the two, you know, live action and cartoons and animation. And for whatever reason, it takes a lot for me to get into an animated show. And now, if I was a bigger fan of Rebels, I think the show would definitely hit me more. Ahsoka would definitely hit me more than it is now. You know, I like these characters, I do, but I didn't spend the entirety of that series with them like a lot of you guys did, you know. But yeah, Maxton, I would be willing to bet that is the case for a lot of people who are thoroughly enjoying Ahsoka, you know. But cheers, man. A3, thank you so much as well. A3 says, Star Wars is fine, I think, in a good way. Few, if any, long-running series of books, movie series, whatever, is ever perfect, and I'm okay with that. That is the healthiest, best attitude to have, A3. You know, I've always said that my opinion of Star Wars right now is kind of the same as it was back in the day. There's some Star Wars that I like, and there's some Star Wars that I don't like. And it was the same in the past. You know, before Disney acquired the franchise, there were Star Wars that I liked, and there were Star Wars that I didn't like. So not much has changed from that point of view. And as you said, you know, when you have so many projects coming out, when you have so many projects already out and in the works, not everything is going to hit you. Not everything is going to appeal to you. And at a certain point, you have to realize that. And once you come to that realization that there's going to be a wide variety of tones, a wide variety of quality, a wide variety of different stories that appeal to different segments of the fandom, and once you come to that realization, it's a little healthier to kind of navigate these waters and enjoy what you enjoy, and just be like, and shrug your shoulders at the things that you don't really like, you know. But yeah, A3, cheers, man. I'm with you there. Let me scroll up here real fast, catch up a little bit. George Heilman, thank you so much for the super chats here. George says, hoping Andor Season 2 maintains the same quality of Season 1. Also glad it's only 2 seasons. Keeps it special and not milked. Also, I'll be binging Ahsoka after it's fully released. Will be open but not hyped. P.S. When I binge Ahsoka, I'll be doing it with a friend with chicken wings. There you go. I have a new hot sauce made with green ants. Green ants we'll be using. Should be fun. Green ants? Like real ants? For real? Where did I see that recently? I'm pausing because I'm trying to rack my brain. I saw I feel like I saw a YouTube video where they had a hot sauce made with like smashed up ants. Where did I see that, George? I don't think it was Hot Ones. I don't remember where it was. Interesting. But that's a fun way to do it there, George. You know, binge it with a friend, eating some chicken wings. That experience alone might make you enjoy the show even more. You know, sometimes external things from the material itself can make you enjoy a thing a little more. You know, I'm sure there's been movies that I've went and seen in the theater with friends and stuff like that I wouldn't have enjoyed as much if I didn't have that external experience with buddies, you know. But yeah, I'm with you there, George. He says he's glad that Andor is 2 seasons, keeping it special and not milked. I'm with you. I'm with you there. There's something special about a short and sweet show, you know. I do appreciate how they're doing a lot of like limited series and not just making a ton of shows. I mean, they have a ton of shows, but shows that have like 10 seasons, you know. I don't know if The Mandalorian is going to be like that. Is there any news on like if that's going to stop? I don't know, but there is something special about something being... It's kind of like Firefly to me. You know, Firefly is so much fun. It's such a great show. And guess what? It's 1 season. 1 season. And a movie. But I you know, a lot of people always want a second season of Firefly. And sometimes I sit back and I'm like, I kind of like the fact that it's one and done. I kind of like the fact that it's just a special little 1 season thing. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. But yeah, man, enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it more than I am. I hope you and your buddy have a good time with some good chicken wings and some ant hot sauce. I don't know, man. If you fed it to me and didn't say that there were ants in it, maybe I would enjoy it. But as soon as you tell me that there's little ants in it, which is stupid, right? It's stupid that it would change my opinion of the hot sauce. I mean, people around the world eat ants. It's probably a great source of protein if you have like 1 billion of them in a cup. But anyway, George, cheers, man. I appreciate that. Mr. Darth Nicholas, thank you so much. Nick says, this is his order. Nick says, Andor, Siege of Mandalore arc, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, TLJ. Oh, Bad Batch Season 2. TLJ. The Force Awakens. Mando Season 1. Bad Batch Season 1. Rebels. Mando Season 2. Rogue One. Ahsoka. Kenobi. Solo. Mando. Season 3. Book of Boba Fett. The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, it's funny, like, I made a little ranking thing on Twitter yesterday. I didn't include any animated stuff. A lot of that is probably because I don't watch a lot of animated stuff. But, again, my brain, for whatever reason, I differentiate the animated stuff from live action. It's some like mental block that I have, and it takes a lot for me to get into animated shows. Really, the only animated Star Wars show that I've ever finished, from the beginning to the end, was Clone Wars. But yeah, season 7 of the Clone Wars is definitely high up there on my list. But Andor and TLJ are my two favorite things that Disney has made. In the Star Wars world, and it's gonna be hard to beat Andor for me. It's gonna be hard to beat Andor for me there, Nick. But I would agree. I if you just pull out the live action stuff, I would agree with a lot of your list. Especially the ending there, the Rise of Skywalker at the end there. Yeah, that's at the bottom of the barrel for me as well. It's one of my least favorite Star Wars movies, if not my least. And I'm not saying it's worse than like some of the prequel movies that I don't like. I'm just saying, I factor in disappointment as well. It's one of the most disappointing Star Wars movies to me. There's some things I really like about it, but overall, it's way low on my list. Way low. But yeah. Anyway, Mr. Nick, I appreciate that, man. I got Scotty. One sec here. One sec. Let me pull something up. Oops. That's not right. What am I doing? What is going on here? Sorry, guys. I'm looking something up for my wife and texting her back. There we go. All right, cool. But yeah. I got Scotty, Doom, Evans, Nick, the Jibbies, Anonymous, David, Oscar, and Swish. Thank you so much, folks. Scotty says, "Hello, Weedo. Toke it up, bong boy." Again, if some of you guys heard me talking to Scotty earlier, I love this man. He's probably not here anymore. But it's so funny to me. Scotty sometimes will post the most random pictures on Twitter. Like months ago, he just started posting a bunch of pictures of men in these like generic Oakley sunglasses. I don't know how many pictures he posted, like 20. And I just, every time, he just kept posting them. Boom, 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 boom. Like 20 random pictures of just like generic guys in generic Oakley sunglasses. And I don't know why, it made me laugh. Like, I think me and Scotty have a very, very silly, similar sense of humor with dumb shit. Anyway, Scotty, I know you're probably not here anymore, but cheers, man. Thanks for the laughs. And thanks for keeping it goofy on Twitter. That's what it's all about. That place is a hellscape. And you are a bright light in the sand. But I appreciate it. Doom Cause, thank you so much. Doom says, Andor, Tales of Jedi, Clone Wars Season 7, Solo, The Force Awakens. I still haven't seen any of Tales of the Jedi, which is a bummer. Golly, I feel like I feel so left out when people talk about animated Star Wars stuff because, you know, I need to jump in on a lot of that stuff. It's a factor of not having much time to devote to watching all these seasons, which might sound like a cop-out, but no, life's busy. But Tales of the Jedi episodes are only like 15 minutes long, right? Right? I think so. Holy shit, I'm tired, guys. Yeah, Doom. For me, and this is for everybody, number 1 and 2 are kind of interchangeable, in my opinion, when it comes to like the best piece of Star Wars that Disney has made. In my opinion, Andor and The Last Jedi. That's just kind of tip top of what they've made so far. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, Doom. It takes only like an hour and 15 minutes to watch all of Tales of the Jedi. All right, well, I'll bring my laptop. I'll bring my laptop to the fire station tomorrow. Maybe I'll burn through that really quick while I'm laying on my rack, just anticipating getting a call. We've been so busy lately, dude. Oh my god. I haven't got I average like 2.5 hours of 3 hours of sleep at work the past like month. We have been so busy. It's crazy. I mean, we might run like 4 during the day, and then we'll run like 3 after midnight. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I don't mind running all day. I'll run my ass all day. I'll stay outside of the firehouse, running people to the hospital, going on calls all day. But as soon as I get in my rack, I want to sleep. And then it, like, I swear every time I get into my bed, we get a call, like without fail. Like as soon as I start dozing off, the tones go off, and we got to get in the engine. It's like, oh my god, I'm a zombie, man. But anyway, Evans, Nick, the Jibbies, Anonymous, David, Oscar, and Swish. Let's see. Evan says, for me, it's Force Awakens, my first theater Star Wars movie. Rogue One, The Last Jedi, Mando Season 1 and 2, Solo, Andor. Everything else is mad bad for me. Yeah, Evans, so much of like a lot of the newer shows, Kenobi, Boba Fett, and now Ahsoka, are just not real. They don't really appeal to me, and they feel, in my opinion, very forgettable. Like I barely remember anything about Kenobi or Boba Fett. They're just kind of forgettable to me. I don't really remember much. They didn't really impact me all that much. I mean, they had their moments, their things that I enjoyed from them, but yeah, so much is just kind of meh, in my opinion. That's not to say that I haven't loved things that have been made since the acquisition. I certainly have, but you know, it's what's true today was true before the acquisition. There's Star Wars that I like, and there's Star Wars that I don't like, and I think that's, you know, that's how it's always going to be, which is fine. You know, they're always going to make different Star Wars shows that, you know, appeal to different audiences, different tones, and that's okay. Not everything is gonna hit you, you know. I don't think I've ever yawned this much on a live stream, guys. I apologize. I'm so goddamn tired. But Evans, I appreciate that. I have a lot of nostalgia for The Force Awakens, and you said it's your first theater Star Wars movie, your first Star Wars theater experience. That in itself is enough to kind of cement that movie as one of the most memorable things in your mind, right? Going to see that, your first Star Wars movie in the theater is it's unlike anything else, man. It truly is. And like, it's kind of like me with the Phantom Menace. When I saw that thing in 1999, I have a lot of love and nostalgia for that movie, not necessarily because of the movie itself, but because of the experience, the hype, going to see it with family and friends, and So, yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Evans. Mr. Nick, thank you so much. Nick says, didn't have enough room to put Tales of the Jedi in my list, but I'd place it between Mando Season 2 and Rogue One. I need to get on this, huh? Again, I'm bringing my laptop tomorrow. So maybe I'll watch it. If it only takes like an hour and 15 minutes to burn through that series. Shit, I think I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that. That'd be a fun way to spend an evening. I swear to God, though, we're gonna get called as soon as we start watching anything at the station. We just get calls. I wish it wasn't frowned upon to like nap during the day at the station, because I personally feel like if I was in charge, I would be like, yeah, sleep as much as you want. What's the big deal? You know, once you get your shit done, once you get done with training, what's the big deal? Take day naps. Like, who cares? You run your ass off at night, you don't sleep. Get as much sleep as you can, you know? I think that needs to be normalized in the fire service. But anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, Nick, I'll try to get to it for sure tomorrow. If not tomorrow, next shift. But I appreciate that, man. The Jibbies, or the Jibbles, Jibbies? The Jibbies? I'm going to say Jibbies. Jibby says, I've enjoyed most Star Wars. Am I wrong for being happy? No, absolutely not. No, man. You like what you like, and if you are enjoying the majority, then they're doing something right, you know. There is nothing wrong with enjoying things at face value, getting a kick out of things, you know, loving stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem that I have is, like, as soon as you criticize or say that you don't really like something, dude, like, especially on Twitter, like, people get so up in arms. There's this weird, I don't know what the term would be, but, like, people that are overly positive, like, yeah, we get it. You love everything, man. We get it. Yeah, we get it. Like, everything's wonderful. Everything's perfect. We get it. I find that as annoying. Like, the overly gushing of greatness of things. I find that as annoying as, like, people who just shit all over everything all the time. It's like the same thing to me, you know what I mean? Like, you subtly criticize something, and then all of a sudden, like, I just enjoy it all. What's wrong with you? Okay, man, great. But yeah, anyway, man, I'm glad you're enjoying it all. That's they're doing something right, and that's awesome. But cheers. Anonymous simply says washer fund. Anonymous donated a hefty chunk of change in the super chat, and all this anonymous person said was washer fund. I greatly appreciate that, man. I don't know what else to say. Maybe I'll post a picture of the new shiny washer that we'd buy and say, thanks, everyone. But I appreciate that, dude. David Smith, thank you so much. David says, I understand we all love Star Wars, man. It's dear to us all, but why spend time and effort on streams and hate and shit when we can just like what we like, just be a fan? Also, washer fund. Cheers. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, the negativity is definitely a selling point for a lot of people. I don't come out of the gate with you know, immediately talking about things that I don't like. It's way more fun to talk about things that you enjoy, right? But if something comes up that I don't really like, you know, it's also fun to kind of talk about the things that you don't like in the franchise that you love, you know. But yeah, it's there's a lot of, and it's not exclusive to Star Wars. It's not exclusive to YouTube. But there's a lot of just like just constant shitting on things. I don't know what it is about it, but for whatever reason, people are attracted to that. I think I'd be lying if I wasn't also attracted to, overtly negative things, whether it be reviews or I don't know. You see a YouTube video and a thumbnail and a title that has like a super negative picture and a negative title. I honestly, I'm probably a little more inclined to click on it, and I'm not a negative person, but it's like a little trick of the brain, right? I don't know. It's interesting. There's got to be some psychology behind it, right? There's got to be some psychology behind just the inability to look away and ignore negativity, controversy and there you go. Controversy gets attention, so content creators are incentivized to get outraged by things. Yeah, Ed, and a lot of times it's like apparent faux outrage. Like, are you fucking guys really upset about Barbie, or are you just like, just feeding this controversy machine? Like, if you're a grown man and you go to see Barbie, and then you come out stomping your feet and crossing your arms and jumping on YouTube and writing a dissertation and like getting all pissy and like piss pants about fucking Barbie, well then you're embarrassing. You're an embarrassing man. You know what I mean? If you make a dozen videos about Barbie and how you're upset about Barbie, you're embarrassing. You're embarrassing. You might not see yourself as embarrassing. You probably see yourself as some like highly intelligent defender of cinema or men. Well, you're fucking embarrassing. I don't give a shit what you think about yourself or what other people think about yourself. Me, as a man, I find you fucking embarrassing. I didn't like it. Cool, dude. I haven't seen it. There's a lot of embarrassing shit out there, right? Anyway, I appreciate that, Dave. Oscar, thank you so much. Oscar says, I'm just happy to get a buffet of Star Wars. That's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it, man. A big buffet, a big spread of Star Wars. You got your Andors, you got your Boba Fett, you got your TLJ, you got your Rogue One. It's just kind of a pick and choose of what you like, what you don't like, different tones, different characters, different things that are going to appeal to different people. We all got different Star Wars taste buds, right? That's a really good way to put it there, Oscar. I like that. And I enjoy the big buffet too. And once you come to the realization that not everything is going to hit those Star Wars taste buds like you would like, well, then you have a healthy relationship with this shit, right? But I appreciate that, man. I got Swish, Nick, Caleb, Weed, Brendan, and Oscar. I appreciate all that, guys. And then I have to jet. I have to get off in the next 10 minutes. Swish says, I've officially decided that my Star Wars... Oh, wait, hold on. I've officially decided that my Star Wars, the stuff I grew up on, I love Star Wars nostalgically only. And I'm okay with that. I have so much new content to take in and to make. The OG6 will always be there. There's nothing wrong with that either. I felt that way for a long time when the prequels were coming out. These movies aren't really for me. I'm not a fan of them. But I'll always have these, this beautiful VHS box set of the original trilogy. That's near and dear to my heart, and it will always be, So there's nothing wrong with that coming to that realization that, the nostalgia of the Star Wars that you grew up with is the biggest appeal, and things nowadays might not ever touch that, Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's another good, healthy thing, a relationship to have with Star Wars. There's probably a lot of people out there that should come to that realization and be okay with that, Every generation, their Star Wars is going to be different than the generation Star Wars that came before. That's all right. And once you come to that realization, then you can get on Swish's train and be okay with that, But I appreciate that, Swish. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, and you can always jump in and watch some stuff, and maybe something will really, really appeal to you, So, you never know. And it's also, Swish, I keep talking about the healthy relationships. It's also, I find it to be to be healthy as a Star Wars fan, to not constantly have your finger on the pulse of everything Star Wars. It's nice to kind of take a step back and not always day one consume this stuff or always be invested in what's coming next. It's sometimes it's fun and nice and healthy to kind of observe from the periphery, Yeah, that's just me. Anyway, I appreciate that, Swish. Nick says, what were your overall thoughts on Ahsoka episode 3? What did and didn't you like about it? Golly, I watched it. I watched it yesterday morning. It was my favorite episode of the 3 that have been released so far. But it still didn't. I don't really know how to put my finger on it there, Nick. Oh, one sec.
Feels like a cantina hangout. Much love. The Kotlor is my main Star Wars zone, but I'm moderately satisfied with Disney SW, yet there's much room for improvement.
The Rocket King, thank you so much, man. I got, give me one sec, man. I got Nick, Caleb, Weed, Brendan, Oscar, and the Rocket King, and then I got a Jet. Yeah, Nick, I can't really put my finger on why exactly the show wasn't hitting me. It's just not all that exciting. I feel like it's tonally flat. I feel like the delivery of every single line is the same. It leaves a lot. It's so clean looking. It just, for me, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's just kind of I love slow stuff. I love dialogue heavy things. But this isn't even that. It's just, to me, it's just kind of a bore. There's not much meat and potatoes for me to enjoy. The thing that I maybe liked the most about episode 3 was the visuals of the ships and the dogfight and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty fun when Ahsoka got out of the ship. Other than that, I liked the training that Sabine was doing with the droid. I liked some of that stuff. I liked the little conversation that Ahsoka had about Sabine and the Force and all that. There's little things that I did enjoy, but overall, yeah, I'm with you there, Nick. The acting for sure. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. All right, I gotta rapid fire these super chats. I apologize, guys. It is 9 o'clock and I gotta get going. Caleb Diaz, thank you so much. Had to dip out for a bit. We get you a new washer yet? ? I think so, man. I appreciate it, guys. I didn't expect this, but as soon as I mentioned that my washer broke, there's been a huge outpouring of super chats tonight, and I'm gonna go downstairs and tell my wife that, hey, I think we can get a new washer. Let's order one tonight. You guys have majorly helped out with real world problems that me and my family have had for a couple weeks now. Washer broke and I've been having to do my laundry at the fire station. So now I think we're going to be in business, man. Thanks. Yeah, I had somebody a repairman come out and look at it today. And he was like, I'm glad he was honest, because he was like, yeah, it's not worth me fixing this thing, because honestly, you could just buy a new one for how much it's gonna a little bit more than you could buy a new one for a little bit more than what it's going to cost for me to fix this machine. So I just said, thank you for your honesty. So anyway, I appreciate that, Caleb. Weed, have you ever watched The Sopranos? Yes. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Me and my wife watched it maybe like 8 years ago or so is when we started it. So we were a little late to the party. We never watched it as it was airing. But yeah, it's fantastic. If people out there have not seen it, I'm not really into like gangster movies and the mob and shit like that. That stuff doesn't really appeal to me. It doesn't interest me. But Sopranos, it takes that mobster shit and it does some interesting things with it. It's got really great characters. It's a drama. I highly, if you're like me and you don't really get into that stuff, I still recommend The Sopranos because it's different. But yeah, Brendan Davies, thank you so much. A silent support here, a washer fund donated. I greatly appreciate that, Brendan. Cheers, man. I don't know if you meant to type a message in there or not. If you did, it did not come through. But cheers. I'm going to toss that right into the washer fund. Brendan. Thank you so much. Oscar Rodriguez and the Rocket King. Thank you guys for coming in with the final super chats here. Oscar says, one thing I like about the Book of Boba Fett is the subtext of Boba Fett choosing to forge his own path and not continue Jango's footsteps, which almost killed him. Yeah, there's some things that I my problem with the show had nothing to really do with the character of Boba Fett. I liked what they did with the character. I just didn't think the show was all that great. I did like forging his own path, as you said. I loved what they did with the Tusken Raiders, humanizing them. I thought that was one of the more strong things that the show did. One of the more interesting things, But overall, the show is like one of the most forgettable Star Wars things I've ever seen, which is a bummer. But I'm also the guy who, I don't really understand the desire to constantly resurrect characters. Like Boba Fett, Sarlacc Pit. Now he's back. I know this isn't the first time he's been back, but it's just kind of boring to me. Constantly resurrecting and telling stories about characters that we're already familiar with. Maybe that's why a lot of the newer shows just haven't really hit me, because it's just kind of more of the same, But yeah, Oscar, I appreciate that, man. And the Rocket King coming in with a final super chat before I gotta run downstairs. The Rocket King says, Yo, Greedo, your channel always feels like a cantina hangout. Much love. I appreciate that. That's all I ever want this thing to feel like. Just a little low-key, laid-back hangout where we occasionally talk about Star Wars, and most of the time we don't. The Rocket King also says, the KOTOR lore is my main Star Wars zone, but I'm moderately satisfied with Disney Star Wars, yet there's much room for improvement. So when it comes to Star Wars games, KOTOR is the one that gets recommended to me the most. I have played it. I owned KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2 when they came out back in the day. But at that time, I wasn't really into RPGs. I had a hard time getting into them. I still have a hard time getting into them. But yeah, man, for whatever reason, I've never been able to maintain a sense of, I don't know, a constant desire to play that game. It's weird. I know I'm missing out on some great story and a great game, but I don't know, probably in my entire life I've logged 10 hours in that game, in all honesty, and I don't really remember much of anything in it. But there's always room for improvement, right? I mean, even I always have to go back in the day when the prequels were coming out. I could say that if I was in your position there, Rocky King, I'd probably say the same thing back in 2005. I'm moderately satisfied with what Star Wars has been for the past 5 years, from 2005 back to 1999 to 2000, whatever. Yet there's much more room for improvement, right? I think you could always say that about every era of Star Wars. You know, not just modern era. Except for the original trilogy. Except there's zero room for improvement there, right? Oh, my nostalgia goggles are strong. They're impenetrable with that goddamn series. Or trilogy, rather. Alright, guys, I gotta go. It's getting late. I'm tired, man. I gotta wake up super early for work, so... Dude, thank you so much to everybody who super chatted tonight. This was a fun conversation. My throat hurts. Guys, I can't say thank you enough for funding a new washing machine. I did not anticipate that. I did not seek that out. But like as soon as I mentioned that my washer broke, and you guys like came out of the woodwork and just donated for a new washer, and shit, man. Got a big stupid smile on my face because I did not anticipate that. So, cheers. I'm going to have clean clothes that I can clean at my own house now instead of the fire station. So, I greatly appreciate that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. It's sleepy time for old me. But, all right, everybody. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya!